Good afternoon and welcome to the Harrisburg Farm Show Arena, the Equine Center here at the complex. John Wilsbach with you. Another day of Harrisburg Heat Pro Indoor Soccer. The MASL, the Major Arena Soccer League, proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on MASL TV. Today, the Harrisburg Heat, fresh off of a victory last night against the Dallas Sidekicks, coming in with a record of 2-5-1, taking on the St. Louis Ambush. They are 2-9. They lost last night in Baltimore. The Harrisburg Heat, with a victory today, a flat-out victory with no overtime, will move into the number 8 spot in the standings. So looking for things to start getting on track here. The top 8 will make it to the playoffs there at the end of March, heading into April. So the Harrisburg Heat slowly putting things together. Hugo Silva, good night last night, getting the victory in net. He's 2-4-1 on the season with a 7.31 goals against average. He'll be getting the starting nod for the Harrisburg Heat. And Paulo Nascimento just goes by Paulo. He's 1-8 on the season with a 7.12 goals against average. Look for him to get the start today for the St. Louis Ambush. One earlier game today, Dallas went down to Baltimore after last night's loss. They lost in Baltimore. It was Baltimore 8 and Dallas 5. So the Baltimore Blast now 9-1 on the season. They're tied up there with Chihuahua. Last night, Kansas City beat Chihuahua 5-2. San Diego beat the Texas Outlaws 10-3. And Tacoma held off the Strikers 6-5. Other games today, Utica City and Milwaukee are tied at 4 in the fourth quarter. Scratches today for the Harrisburg Heat. Beat Jackson Betcher, Maxie Schenfeld, Matt Brummett, Gavin Taylor, Alejandro Arbelayez. And that can always change. A good night last night for Noe Favila. Talked to him a little bit before today's game, and he had a fantastic night last night with, of course, Dominic Francis. Dominic Francis, 10 goals, 5 assists on the season. And even the leading scorer, Joey Tavernisi. Tavernisi had 13 goals, 3 assists. Got one last night goal, giving him 16 points on the season, just ahead of Dominic Francis. Question mark today is Adriano Dos Santos. We saw him go down late in the game, kind of holding the back of the leg a little bit. So the question is, will one of our scratches be replacing him on the side? I get the feeling they will, because I see Dos Santos over there in his warm-up outfits. So he is definitely a scratch for this one. The Harrisburg Heat wearing the white uniforms today. They had the orange ones on yesterday. And St. Louis with the black and that teal and bright pink. The Harrisburg Heat will be going from our right to left. And don't forget, Miter is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. They're established in 1817. Miter is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com, M-I-T-R-E. And Ort Signs, the official sign sponsor of the Heat. Those signs you see out there, that's our good buddy Rod Ort making them. Heat going down the field and scooped right up by Paulo. It looks like they have changed the starting lineup. Looks like they're going to go with Polo. as Hugo grabs on. They're going with Polo Cortez, who's 1-1 on the season with a 6.11 goals against average. Out of midfield, that's going to be Jeff Michaud. Comes out near the top of the box, hit the right post, loose in front and a goal. Little dance around there. For Jeff Michaud, his first goal of the season. He was just down there in the middle, able to finish it off. Time of the goal, 1 minute in the first. St. Louis jumps out quick. It's his first goal of the season. Slow start for the Heat there. Polo knocking the ball to the near side. He'd come up with it. Panton. Shot from the yellow, just wide. Another shot gets blocked. Tayu trying to get to it, called for the foul. And Kerstetter will restart. Kerstetter missed last night's game. Frank Tayu, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points on the season for St. Louis, with a rugged veteran in this indoor game. Here's Francis, being guarded by Kidu. And back to Kerstetter. Francis on the far side sends it down. Looked like it got deflected. Now comes over the left side, sent to the middle, and goes wide to the opposite side. Yuri got that one. St. Louis deep in its own end, trying to get it out. Now Polo will boot it up the middle of the field. Heat moving it in left side. Yuri again, trying to get it down into the left corner. Tavernisi trying to get it free. And it's stolen back. Brought back out by the ambush. Great hustle there by Niemcy. And the Heat come up with it. Francis down to Tavernisi. They'll play it to the corner. Di Matteo gets knocked down. Free kick coming up for the Heat. Joshua Di Matteo. But Harris is going to restart things from the corner. He'll try playing it across the crease, but that gets blocked. And cleared out of play. It'll be a kick in for the Harrisburg Heat. MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more at MASLsoccer.com. So the Heat will get a restart right at the top of the arc. Gonna put Francis to the right, Tavernisi to the left, De Silva down low. Francis's kick gets deflected by Niemcy, out of play. It'll be a kick in from the near side for the Heat. Dominic Francis, 2 goals in the first quarter last night. Also had 2 assists. He really got things pumped up for this Heat team. Harris restarting out front. Francis, fans on it. Near side Harris. Waiting from the play. We'll get the foul. And a restart here for the Heat. Harris again, far side. Francis works, pulls the trigger with the left. That gets blocked again. Niemcy on it. Harris back to Hugo. Hugo sends it up the middle, but gave it away to Briggs. All the way back to Niemcy. Check that. All the way back to Endai. Endai. Got that left hand wrapped up, wrist. Polo sending it down into the corner. Araujo. He spent some time with the Heat a little bit. Araujo again out at midfield to Endai. Some big rugged defenders on the St. Louis team. The shot sending it down for Araujo. Out near the yellow. AMC. Endai sends it in. Harris sends it out. Ball dumped down into the corner. Araujo and Harris battling there. We'll get the foul whistled against Harris. Araujo down, appears to be injured. Is he milking it or will he get up? He will hobble off the field. They're both kind of tangled up. Looked like Harris kind of chopped him in that left ankle. Here's a restart from the right wing. Shot just wide. Almeida goes out of play. Kick in coming up for the ambush. Of course, we always have to bring up 1995, the year the Heat and Ambush played for the NPSL championship. Ambush victorious in that, 4 games to none. Here's a restart around the boards blocked. Don't see assistant coach Jamie Swanner here on this trip. Always great seeing our old friend. He was the keeper for St. Louis that season when they won the championship. Ambush with it. Chip shot there by Thomas goes up and out of play. Green drop offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battling aching joints and muscles. Learn more, try yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com. Here's De Silva getting manhandled from behind. They let things play on. He kept possession, though. That's probably why. Camino down again. De Silva trying to work it inside. Goes down, and there's your foul. They let it play. They let him play physical. Once he lost the possession, then they blew the whistle. Good call by the officials, and a restart coming up. Good hustle there by Mike De Silva. Here's Harris on the restart. Far side, he gets popped back out. Hugo meets it all the way across midfield. Francis plays it down the middle, and Polo's right there to grab on. He'll send it up the middle. Hugo out of position. Ball gets dumped all the way down into the corner. Harris guarding against 2 players. Hugo finally back. Comes over, and Hugo will belt it back out. Tavernisi runs it down in midfield. Has a man on his back. Tavernisi near side. Sends it down left side toward the corner. Di Matteo. They'll double team. Play it back out for Harris. Steps up on it along the boards. Harris comes free with it. Pulls the trigger. Goal! What hustle by Malcolm Harris. He'll tie the game at 1. Time of the goal, 6:32. Malcolm Harris. Look how he works down here. He went down, gets the ball away from the 2 fighting for it, and able to finish it off. That was last touch there by Di Matteo. who should get the assist. I don't know, the official scorekeeper will award it. They're saying Tavernisi. I have it as Di Matteo. 1-1's our score. Malcolm Harris's first goal of the season. He's had 7 assists and 9 blocks coming into this game for the Heat. Right there playing up and pushing forward. A lot of credit staying with that ball. Hugo sending the ball down and sent to the middle. Oh, man, right there in front was Anthony Wright. Just off the mark. Ball comes all the way back to the ambush. He'll bring it up onto the front half of the field with Lushad. Back to Polo. Polo across midfield, dumping it down to the corner. Hugo with it. He'll toss it all the way down the near side, but it takes that hard bounce. It goes out of play. We've reached the midway point of the first. Our score, 1-1, Harrisburg and St. Louis. This is MASL Soccer on MASL TV on YouTube.
The Heat are excited to announce the Heat Score 4 promotion thanks to our friends at Papa John's of Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania. Whenever the Heat score 4 or more goals in any game, home or away, you can use code HEAT4 anytime over the following week at papajohns.com or on the Papa John's app to save 40% on your entire order. That's code HEAT4 for 40% off your online Papa John's order the entire week after any game where the Heat score 4.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on-field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at harrisburgheat.com.
What we do? What are you guys going to yell?
Register your son or daughter for a Heat clinic run by Heat players pregame, and it includes a game ticket. To find out how, go to harrisburgheat.com. Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on-field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at harrisburgheat.com.
What we do? What are you guys going to yell?
John Wilsbach back in Harrisburg, tied game at 1. Jeff Mischad able to score for St. Louis, and Malcolm Harris for the Harrisburg Heat. Jeff Mischad had played a season for the Baltimore Blast back in the 2021 season. St. Louis with it. Endai. His pass intercepted by Dominic Francis. Endai, long pass up to Araju. Francis with a steal. He's got bodies. He'll play to the left. Here comes Harris. Meanwhile, Francis is down. Harris's kick is blocked. And now we're going to get the red flag thrown by Pat Healy, who says, hey, how did you not see Francis get leveled out in midfield? During that pass. So we're going to get a video review on this. Francis made the pass. Let's see how hard he actually gets knocked down as he got it up to Harris. The officials will be doing a video review, taking a look at this. That was the earlier one. Then they get it down to Araju. And then he loses it here to Endai. Francis comes up with it. Moves across midfield right there. Oh, look like Endai, you barely see it. Let's take it back just a hair. Right at midfield, watch 44, Endai. And he just kind of lifts up that elbow a little bit. And knocks him right here, there. Oh. Or did Francis just run into him and make it look good? This might be the better one to see here. The end zone camera might give you a better look. Here it is. This is the one you want to look at. You really can't tell from that one either. They're going to really have to slow it down on this. Almost looked like they just kind of ran into each other, but again, I couldn't see how high Endai got that right elbow up on him. The officials are taking a look again and again. And we'll see what they decide they want to come up with on this. And Pat Healy immediately threw the flag out. I have video here I'm watching as Harris gets this pass. You can see right here, Endai turns. Here's Francis just across midfield, and then after the pass was when the collision happened with Endai. Question is, was it intentional by Endai? Did Endai get the elbow up, throw it on him? It's so hard to see right here because we get out of action. Or was it just Francis running into him? It has to be conclusive, remember that, for the officials to make a call. Can't just say, well, maybe it looks like it. No, it's got to be conclusive. They can make the call. If it's not conclusive, well, then we just keep going on and you lost the challenge. They're having some issues down on their video camera. Downstairs with a video monitor for the officials as they review that. In the meantime, I'll tell you that for 32 years, Fremont has been an industry leader in service and education. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Choose wisely and call Fremont. Fremont's growing. You're a branch, team, or individual looking for a better opportunity, contact info@fremont.com. MLS, MNLS, that is 2893. So not enough to overturn or make the call in favor of what Pat Healy's saying. He's being explained that now by the officials, saying, hey, look, it may have happened, but we don't have the enough conclusive evidence to show that from video. And from here, we couldn't tell either, I don't think. Araju on it for St. Louis. Stolen away by Francis. He'll move in. Francis, left side. Oh, just played it a little bit too far ahead for Gamina, or check that, DiMatteo. Kept in by Harris. And kicked back out far side. It'll be a restart coming up for the Harrisburg Heat. Right out in the neutral zone. 1-1's our score. So the Heat on it now. Right. Sending it down to the left corner. All sent back out front by Shear. And the Heat have to clear it all the way back to Hugo. They'll dump it down to the corner. Polo comes over, and then a shot from the right side. A rip by Favila got saved. Shear now double teamed down in the corner trying to maintain possession, but goes down, and St. Louis trying to clear it out. They do, but it goes Right to the Harrisburg Heat. Camino. Right. Back over to the far side. Avila. Had a great night last night. Sends it up the middle. De Silva runs it down right side, but Varela able to step in front. Tightly guarded there by Niemcy. 1-1 with 4:50 to go here in the first. Polo Cortez brings it up across midfield, racing all the way down the right side, plays it to the opposite side. Unable to get a shot on net, or was looking for the far post, but Polo's playing up again. And we're not seeing any delay card going on here, so now Polo's starting to make his way back to the net. Out front, Endai down the slot, got deflected, and Hugo grabs on. Hugo long throw down the near side, and Yuri trying to catch up on it. Endai along the near boards. Kept alive. Camino shot it wide right. Yuri comes up with it far side. That's a new young talent on this Heat team this season. They're out there creating chances. Malcolm Harris slowing things up. They'll send it down into the right corner for Tavernisi. Working against Endai, he'll head it back to Polo. 1-1 score. Sent up the far side and back the other way. Come the ambush. Pass was intended for Quito, and the Heat come up with it again. Hugo, midfield, Avila. All the way down to Harris. Right corner around the boards in front. Missing on it. Follow-up goes wide. Oh, he was just off the mark for Favila. When Perry was down there, his shot went wide. He'd still keeping the pressure up. Now here's Panton taking it down into the corner. Ball knocking around, but it comes right back out to John S.K. William S.K., former Heat player, not with the ambush on this trip. Here's a shot deep, just wide. Oh, man. That was just a blast there by Anthony Wright. Just off the mark, these last several shots by the Heat. Francis out for Perry. He'll send it down to Silva. He'll leave it. Francis, goal! Dominic Francis finds the bottom right corner. 3 goals in 2 games for him. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 46 seconds. Francis with his 11th of the season. De Silva just with a little tapper behind him, getting it to Francis, and De Silva gets the assist. Francis the goal. It's 2-1 in favor of your Harrisburg Heat. SK for St. Louis. All sent down for Araujo. Sends it off the boards to the middle, and Hugo grabs on before John SK can get there. Ball distributed all the way down the far side, but took the hard bounce and goes out of play. The Heat are back home in late February. 3 games in 4 days here at the Equine Arena at the Farm Show Complex. 20th, 22nd, and 23rd. Few head balls and a shot down the slot, just wide. Follow up and out of play by Favila. 2-1, the Heat keeping the pressure on. Frank's Marble and Granite, longtime Heat supporter with over 30 years, helping people improve their homes with granite, quartz, and marble. No other company can match your service, quality, or reputation. Everything's done here in Pennsylvania, too. Frank's Marble and Granite, the best in the biz. Restart coming up, and Polo sending it up the field. Back on it, Gambino. Gambino has De Silva. Leads him down to the left side. St. Louis catches back up and played back out front. Just off the mark a little bit on his pass. And Favila could not get to it. Polo sending it far side. The Heat really keeping the pressure on. And keep in mind, St. Louis also played last night. They got trounced by Baltimore. And Baltimore team winning again today. They're 9-1 on the season. David Bascom. A lot of fresh blood on that team this season. They're playing quite well. Far side. Shot is blocked out off Briggs. Gonna say it hit De Silva last. It'll be a kick in for St. Louis with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Restart far side. Briggs again. Has it blocked out. Had some great youth tournaments here over the weekend. Don't forget, if your youth team wants to get involved in some of these tournaments, contact Kevin at the Harrisburg Heat. It's Kevin at harrisburgheat.com. Long shot gets deflected wide. Also the parade of champions. Your team can go out on the field. Down the near side. Here comes the Heat. Yuri, left side shot it just wide. Polo came out, challenged, cut down that angle. Ball comes all the way back to Hugo. He's going to tap it to the near side, keeping it away from Tayu. On the near side, here's Yuri again. Has it deflected. Comes over to Francis. Fancy footwork, able to move forward. Oh, what a spin move. Place in the middle. It's a goal! Right down in front. Dominic Francis able to move and groove that ball closer. He had Tavernisi down there in the crease. Time of the goal, 14:50. Let's see who gets the last touch on this one. Francis moving past Austin, down in front. It bounced off a couple players. But did it touch Tavernisi or not? Let's see, Francis right here, taps it forward. Oh yeah, I think he did. I think Tavernisi was the last one to touch it. Yep. Tavernisi from Francis. 14th of the season for Tavernisi. In the meantime, we're going to get a restart up here at the center point of the yellow line for St. Louis. We'll take another look after a while at that goal again, because it was so tight down there in the crease. But it looked like Francis just got enough, and Tavernisi was able to tap it. And they either bounced off someone or bounced off Polo in. Here comes Francis. He plays it. Yeah, Tavernisi definitely touched it. It bounced off a couple bodies there. So Tavernisi with a goal, and Francis the assist. 3-1 in favor of the Heat. A restart coming up from the opposite end for St. Louis with 3.9 seconds to go here. Ball sent all the way down and headed right on. Hugo grabs on. He had banged his head into the boards there on that save. We'll step out after one. It's Harrisburg 3, St. Louis 1 back with MASL TV on YouTube.
The Heat are excited to announce the Heat Score 4 promotion thanks to our friends at Papa John's of Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania. Whenever the Heat score 4 or more goals in any game, home or away, you can use code HEAT4 anytime over the following week at papajohns.com or on the Papa John's app to save 40% on your entire order. That's code HEAT4 for 40% off your online Papa John's order the entire week after any game where the Heat score 4.
Register your son or daughter for a Heat clinic run by Heat players pregame, and it includes a game ticket. To find out how, go to harrisburgheat.com. Fremont Mortgage Group, with a 5-star rating and over 30 years of helping home buyers and homeowners. Fremont is recognized as one of the top lenders. Refinance, home purchase, commercial loans, SBA loans, and zero money down programs offered. Complimentary home warranty on qualifying purchases, too. For more information, contact them at fremontmortgage.com or 800-955-8508. And available 7 days a week. NMLS number 1846.
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at harrisburgheat.com. Boys and girls, indoor and outdoor. harrisburgheat.com.
Well, the Harrisburg Heat have a 3-1 lead thanks to this goal. Watch Dominic Francis. He spin moves down low. And Tavernisi got the foot on it, knocked it off the boards, and then it deflected in. A great hustle here in possession by Francis. Great job by Tavernisi, the New York product. Get that foot on. He's from Garden City, New York. Of course, spending many seasons there in Rochester and Syracuse, Utica City, and was even down in the Florida Tropics. But the Heat got him in last year. Banged up a lot last season, but this year, man, playing well. And he and Francis leading the scoring for the Harrisburg Heat. Well, catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Alex Bestjavansky and Phil Levanko joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Heat with goals from Harris, Francis, and Tavernisi. Rashad had the only goal for St. Louis in that first quarter. Heat are going from our left to right to start this second quarter. Some out-of-town scores. Baltimore defeated Dallas today 8-5. Told you about that. Milwaukee able to defeat Utica City 6-5. That one went down to the wire. And later on tonight, Tacoma taking on the Strikers. Got a couple midweek games this week. On Tuesday, Chihuahua at Milwaukee. Restart here in midfield. Endai looked like he had a handball on that. They'll move it up the field. Long shot goes wide. Raju far side. Can't keep it in. Goes out. It's a Harrisburg restart. He was in Harrisburg last year, a couple seasons ago, Raju. Didn't work out for him here. Hugo sends it up the field. Shear knocking it into the St. Louis zone, keeping it alive. Turn, shot wide, follow up by Shear, saved by Polo. Still loose out there. Avila had a chance. Now another one right down the slot, this time by Yuri, and Polo able to scoop it up. So Polo will bring it back out. A little pressure. The Heat last night kept a lot of pressure on up front. That was a big difference defensively, especially in the first half where they kept Dallas out of the net. Yuri sending it back to right. Heat making some changes from the bench. Wright will take his time. On the near side, Dominic Francis. Harris on the far side. Francis with it. Harris sending it all the way down. De Silva along the boards. Double teamed. Trying to keep possession, able to, and takes it deep into the corner. Ball still loose down there in front of Polo. Still loose in the slot. Right in front of the crease. Comes back out front. DiMatteo's kick blocked out of play. And no one was able to get a hold of that. So a kick in coming up here for the Harrisburg Heat. The Heat originally started in 1991. Ended in 2003 and then came back 2012. With the exception of the COVID year, they've been steady since 2012. But it's been a little bit of a playoff drought here the last few years for the Heat. St. Louis sends it up the field. Hugo chips it high in the air. No superstructure, kept it low enough. Along the near side, Frank Tayu. They'll work it again up along the near boards with Varela. Endai. Harris will head it the other way for the Heat. All the way back in midfield, Varela again. Julio will send it all the way to the near boards. The MC. Far side. Varela. Heat trying to steal it away, but kept alive by Tayu. And Harris will get it out, and then we get the trip on Frank Tayu. And the blue card. Took a second for the official to decide whether he was going to call that a foul or not. Let's see what happens there. First, there could have been a handball there. And then right there, yeah, he did kind of chop him. And it kicked right into the back of Panton. So we're going to get a power play here for the Harrisburg Heat. No doubt about it. A good call by the officials. The Heat 3 of 10 on the power play for 30%. St. Louis has killed off 12 of 15 for 80%. Penalty killing, that's fantastic. Heat with a 3-1 lead. Here comes Francis. He's out there with Harris, De Silva, Tavernisi, and Favila. Francis over to Harris. Tavernisi. Tavernisi, left wing, left corner. De Silva. Out front, Francis lines it up over to Favila. Opposite side, Harris. Harris again getting a little pressure now. St. Louis killing off a lot of time here. 50 seconds already gone on this power play. Out there with Endai, the MC, Varela. Here's Harris again. Also, Mishad is out there on the penalty killing. You can see right now why they have a 80% kill ratio. Polo with it. They'll send it up the field. The MC again. Along the near side. Playing it forward. All sent in on Hugo by Kidu. Now the Heat will try bringing it back up. Here comes Harris. Same group still out there. Francis, Tavernisi, Avila, and De Silva. 6 seconds left on the power play. Heat unable to get off any offense here. And again, St. Louis comes up with it. They've got those big defenders in the back. Do such a great job. Look out, here comes Tayu. On the left side, shot. Blocked right in front. May have been by his own man. Not tell, but it almost looked like Kidu, trying to get in front and deflected, may have gotten a piece of it. But a restart coming up. 9:19 to go here in the second. Restart. Almeida from the corner. Missed shot out front. He'll play it out front and shot wide by Briggs. Missed shot, who has the lone St. Louis goal. He'd able to get it out to Silva, overlapping near side. Look out, Favila. Stops at the yellow. Plays it the opposite way, but intercepted a couple times by both teams. SK now has it. That's John SK sending it over to the opposite side. Jeff Locker, the head coach of this St. Louis team. St. Louis right now 11th place in the MASL. Top 8 of 12 go to the playoffs in beautiful Oceanside, California. Tayu sends it around, opposite side. Nobody home for St. Louis. Oceanside, the home for the San Diego Sockers. Brand new arena. Built out there by the Sockers. And they're looking to host the top 8 in the quarter and semifinals. Should be a great weekend. I believe that's April 4th. Here's a shot wide. Ball still bouncing all over the place. Favila finally gets control and sends it up. Look out, Harris in a foot race with Niemcy. Harris has a 2-on-1 right side shot wide by Kerstetter. He'll play to the right side. Favila, easy bouncer for Polo to hold on to. Midway through the second, 3-1 Heat. Araju poked away by Shear. Alston coming up with it down that right side. That's blocked by the Heat. Francis tapping it up the far side. But Polo comes out, knocks it the other way, and that's just outside his yellow, so it was not a 3-line violation. Araju has it. They'll leave it on the left. Niemcy, left wing. Back out front for Briggs. This shot gets deflected a couple times. Headed around and Wright kind of left it out there for this shot to get a shot off. Body's still going down, but they're letting things play. This shot again with it. Midfield. Now it's Austin. Araju. Six minutes to go in the second. 3-1 Heat. Endai with it at midfield. Near side for Austin. Araju back out for Endai, trying to send it in, sent right back out. He's able to maintain possession, keep Panton off the ball with that large frame. Reminds you of a Sean Boney from back in the day who played for the Philadelphia Kicks, just using that size to his advantage. Down the right side, Hugo making the save on the shot by Kidu. Comes out to Endai. Raju again looking for a give and go. Ball gets tapped around a few times and bounces over on the far side in the MC. Endai again. Fanning on it over on the right side was Keaton. And now we get the foul on St. Louis. Long exchange here, great opportunity. St. Louis just was unable to get off some good quality shots on the Heat. They were keeping that possession. That group was out there a long time for the Heat. Restart for Harrisburg. Ball gets deflected around to get to midfield. Here's Harris on the far side. Near side is Perry. Back to Hugo. St. Louis with it, working around. The MC dumping it down. Here's Frank Tayu again. Left wing. Back out of midfield for Thomas. Tayu. Left side, shot there by Thomas, but Hugo right in front, making the stop. Tayu again with a shot, blocked by Harris. Harris leads his team in blocks for the Heat. Here comes Briggs with a shot, blocked by Tavernisi. Knocked off the boards again. Thomas around in front, and Tayu knocks it up and out of play. We've got the break. We'll step out. 3:40 to go in the second. Harrisburg 3, St. Louis 1. This is MASL Soccer on YouTube.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
3-1, the Heat with the lead. Hugo Silva making some nice stops. Only gave up a few goals last night. Now we're talking soccer, but a lot of fans staying in touch with the NFC NFL Championship today. Eagles, Philadelphia leading Washington 41-23 early in the fourth quarter in that one. Baltimore today in soccer over Dallas 8-5. Milwaukee knocked off Utica City 6-5. John Wilsbach with you. We'll be back here at the Equine Arena later in February. Get your tickets at HarrisburgHeat.com. 3 games in 4 days. Lots of opportunities for your teams. Be in the Parade of Champions. Clinics as well. Here's Araju moving in, left side, shot safe. Hugo still loose down in front. He'll hold on. Hugo spreading it, reaching out that big paw and grabbing on. And losing it, and the Heat knocked over from behind. How they call that? How did they call that when the Heat got knocked over? They gave it to St. Louis. And sending it up the field. Austin with it at the yellow. Trying to weave through traffic. Kerstetter protecting it. Hugo comes up with it and then picks it up. Hugo tossing it down the near side. Favila moving in and then loses it. Back the other way. Comes Endai, moving in center point. Right, knocking it away, heading it back to Hugo. Noe Favila out of Texas, El Paso. Here's Tayu. Crosses it over into the corner. Cristo fanning on it there. But they'll maintain possession with Thomas. And Tayu again turns and belts one up. Hits the Heat Hall of Fame banner. That's the second time now in 2 days that banner's taken a lick, and this time it stayed up. Last night they knocked it halfway down. Frank Tayu, one of the all-time leading scorers here in the MASL. All-star, one of the all-time greats. Harris, Hugo, up for Francis. Along the near boards, Shear getting it back for Perry. Now out to Harris. Perry getting by Araju, moves down the right side, got room, pulls and triggers, saved by Polo, knocking it over the crossbar. We'll get a corner kick coming up. From the corner, 1:17 to go here in the second. Harris might call a timeout, and he does. Heat want to set this one up. Well, one more goal for the Heat, and that sets up Papa John's Heat score 4, which they did last night as well. The Heat score 4 promotion thanks to our friends at Papa John's of Harrisburg and Central PA. Whenever the Heat score 4 more goals in any game, home or away, just go on to papajohns.com or the Papa John's app and use Heat and the number 4, Heat 4. You're going to get 40% off your entire order. The code HEAT4 for 40% off your online Papa John's order the next day when the Heat score 4. Pre-game or any time is a great time for the Millworks. Just minutes away from the arena here in Harrisburg. Custom craft beers, art gallery, amazing food. The Millworks Restaurant and Brewery. And it never hurts to bet on a second opinion. Give Josh Shoup, State Farm, a call or text for auto, home, and life insurance quotes. 717-367-8878. Shoup. There it is. All right, restart coming up here for the Harrisburg Heat. On the corner, they've got Francis out there with Tavernisi. Favila. They've got Kerstetter on the backside. And Harris will play it to the middle. Got deflected by Tavernisi twice. But Polo right there to grab on. Polo long throw. Too far for Austin. Francis will knock it the other way. And Francis got kind of clocked on the back of the heel after that. It'll be a restart here for the St. Louis ambush right at the top. DiMatteo, De Silva, and Francis will block the shot. Nice save there by Hugo again. Game by game, Hugo getting stronger and faster with the reflexes. After missing last season, look out, Kerstetter with the steal. He shoots and scores! Brad Kerstetter from behind the midfield stripe with a steal. It's 4-1. Time of the goal, 14-19. Ball played for Taiyu Kerstetter, who sat out last night nursing an injury, read it perfectly. And Brad Kerstetter, the local product from Halifax, gets his first goal of the season unassisted. And that gives us the Heat score for promotion once again. Now it's 4-1 Heat. Endai at midfield. Down the middle, Hugo grabs on. Hugo high toss. Few seconds to go. And that'll do it. Another good first half for the Harrisburg Heat. And Harrisburg with a solid lead, 4-1 on St. Louis. Stay tuned. Halftime show coming up. We'll review a lot in the MASL here on MASL TV on YouTube.
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at HarrisburgHeat.com. Boys and girls indoor and outdoor. HarrisburgHeat.com.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What do we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Fremont Mortgage Group, with a 5-star rating and over 30 years of helping home buyers and homeowners. Fremont is recognized as one of the top lenders. Refinance, home purchase, commercial loans, SBA loans, and zero money down programs offered. Complimentary home warranty on qualifying purchases, too. For more information, contact them at FremontMortgage.com or 800-955-8508. And available 7 days a week. NMLS number 1846.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your with
The Heat score 4. game, home or away, you 40% on your in. After any game where the Heat score 4.
For the winners, on field with the Heat.
Shoot! He's gone!
Up on all that's gone down in the league over the
Alex Sanchez, his second of the night.
has a chance to win it. Augie
Max trying to get through. Max coming in. Gonna get the ball.
It's a Milwaukee team. Bench just when it seemed things were It did a full investigation into the matter. Head to the league's official X account to read all about it and what the end result was. Several suspensions were handed out between both teams. By the way, these two squads will face off again back in Tacoma on February 8th. For more analysis on the situation, tune in to Under Review with Phil Levanco and Ryan Sigich. Some other big news for you. Frank Taillou is back. The superstar was reactivated by St. Louis this past week and will be back in the lineup. The Ambush originally had suspended Frank back on January 14th due to conduct detrimental to the team. Who was hot last week? A few guys. Tavoy Morgan was fantastic for San Diego. He had 6 points over 2 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. That included a hat trick against the Texas Outlaws. And of course, Marco Fabian seems to be make a weekly occurrence on this list. 5 points over 2 games, including that ridiculous assist right there against St. Louis. And Juan Pereira of the Baltimore Blast did all his damage in a single game against Texas. 5 points in the game, 4 goals, 1 assist in that big Blast win over the Outlaws. And just a reminder, the MASL All-Star Game is quickly approaching. February 12th in Utica, New York. All the league's best will be there on the blue turf. Can't wait. Players of the week now, Boris Pardo in goal from San Diego. Defensively, Robert Palmer from Empire. And on offense, Jorge Rios from Chihuahua. Let's start with Rios. Another great week. He had 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists in 2 savage wins. The defender, Robert Palmer, picks up the award yet again. 2 goals in 2 games, and more importantly, as a defender, 3 blocks for the Strikers. And in goal, Boris Pardo just had a massive week, picking up some huge saves. He made 20 of them over 2 games while allowing just 7 goals. Time now for your plays of the week.
Almost a full line of all-stars here, Tom. We got 3 of them on the field. Oh,
Sanchez shows you why right there. Top shelf. Wingers on the board. They trail it 2-1.
Well done by Mo. SK still short-handed. Gets by De Leon. Oh, he scores! Oh, Will SK! Again!
Oscar Pereira, Alvarez, and Humpman double team and slips it through. Shot the goal.
What a ball from Herrera.
Still tons of time for the Comets. No need to panic. Tetsane scores! Why panic when you've got an absolute rocket on your toe?
Mishit that one. Interesting to me, though, that the strikers, Fabian Scissorin makes break slip. He shoots, it's in! Oh, Marco Fabian with a Lamy lurking right on the goal line. Oh, baby, what a play.
Graham, go, Max. 2-on-1 with Mario. Max trying to get through. Max coming in.
And again,
to Mario.
and again.
Go! Super Mario from Max, and the Wave wins it 7-6.
And of course, you can stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season with great future stories, the latest news, statistics, by checking out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on-field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at HarrisburgHeat.com. Boys and girls indoor and outdoor. HarrisburgHeat.com.
Fremont Mortgage Group, with a 5-star rating and over 30 years of helping home buyers and homeowners. Fremont is recognized as one of the top lenders. Refinance, home purchase, commercial loans, SBA loans, and zero money down programs offered. Complimentary home warranty on qualifying purchases too. For more information, contact them at fremontmortgage.com or 800-955-8508. And available 7 days a week. NMLS number 1846. Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on-field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
First, the one that came out of the gates, hits fast. They needed to. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long as Jeff Mishad gets his first goal of the season just 1 minute into this contest. And Jeff Mishad put St. Louis up 1-0. Raju there had it deflect over to him. Then the Heat responded. 6:32, it's Harris. Watch this, great hustle, able to stay with the ball, finishes it off. DiMatteo got the assist, made it 1-1, moved to 12:46. And Dominic Francis, oh, he's got it. Man, look at that rip. His 11th of the season from De Silva. Made it 2-1. Then at 14:50, watch this. Francis, great move, spin move, gets it down in front. Tavernese, he got the foot on it, knocked it off a body into the net. Francis got the assist. It was 3-1. In the second, look at this. Great read by Brad Kerstetter, reading the pass over to Taiyu, and Kerstetter able to give the Heat a 4-1 lead with his first goal of the season, and also activating the Heat score for promotion with Papa John's. Well, how much money does your utility company send you each month? How much money do you give them? Why not get paid to go solar? Renew Solar can show you how to put money in your pocket. Contact Renew for a no-cost, no-obligation analysis at Renew. That's RENU-solar.com. You can't have heat without solar. Visit Renew next to the merchandise stand for more information. And Comprehensive Financial Associates is the official financial planner of the Heat. Both former and current players are clients, so contact CFA for your financials. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. And subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You can find the rebroadcast, MASL shows, highlights, and so much more. Well, let's see if the Heat can keep it up, what they did in the first half. Other scores today: Milwaukee over Utica City 6-5. Baltimore defeated Dallas 8-5. Also, the Tacoma Stars are taking on the Strikers. That game this evening. And it sounds like the last we heard, the Philadelphia Eagles are well in charge of the NFC Championship and are headed to the Super Bowl. We'll find out who they play tonight when Buffalo and Kansas City battle it out. We start this second half. The Heat in the white. Here's Hugo sending it down to the left corner for De Silva. Endai right there on his back. Ball sent back out for Francis. Perry will send it back to Hugo. And Hugo could not touch the ball till the last moment. He knew that because it was played back to him after he had sent it out. Sending it back to the keeper twice. A no-no. But he still had to at least wanted to touch it to make sure he'd rather take that foul instead of giving the ball away. Should be a restart coming up here for St. Louis. Right at the top of the arc. They're going to go with Almeida out front. They'll put Duduka on the right side, and Duduka's kick goes up and out of play. Goal kick coming up for the Harrisburg Heat. MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more at MASLsoccer.com. HarrisburgHeat.com. Restart coming up here. Hugo, strong arm, sends it one way, headed the other way by Niamsi. Harris comes up with the ball. Great steal outside the yellow, brings it the other way. Malcolm Harris's pass is blocked by Varela, and then brought out of the back. Busted up by Harris. Panton to Harris. Harris shot, save by Polo, goes out of play. Kick in for the Heat. There's Carl Delmont, owner of the Heat, down there, stands along the side. Restart, up and out of play for Kerstetter. Restart coming up for St. Louis. Harrisburg Heat back home in late February with 3 games in 4 days. A Thursday, a Saturday, or make that, yeah, Thursday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. Starting February 20th. Go to the Heat's website, HarrisburgHeat.com, for more information. And ticket information is it's headed out of play. St. Louis ambush, rough night last night down in Baltimore, and having a tough time of it here against Harrisburg. But they'll get another rematch with Harrisburg next Saturday. Should say this coming Saturday, the 1st of February. There's a shot up and out of play. So get your tickets for the Family Arena. St. Louis hosting the Heat Saturday, February 1st. And the following Saturday, St. Louis has San Diego in town. Always a great matchup there. So check that out, you fans in St. Louis. Here's a 2v1, played to the right side. Almeida out front, shot, save, Hugo, loose in the middle of the box, chipped out of play. Get the restart, top of the arc coming up for St. Louis. An opportunity there for the ambush, but they could not take advantage of it. Restart, shot gets deflected wide by Duca. Polo out near midfield. Far side, Briggs trying to get it to Duca. Kerstetter brings it out. He had that big goal late in the second on a nice steal, intercepted a pass intended for Tayu. Here's a giveaway to Almeida. Shot blocked by Harris. A big block by Harris. Didn't seem like it. If you look where Hugo was located, may have stopped a goal. Harris, a veteran for the Harrisburg Heat. He'll get it back. He'll take it down into the right corner. Malcolm's working back against Mishad, and the Heat will set it up again. Noe Favila. Panton. Favila. Panton on it again. Briggs with it. Far side. Francis sending it down for Panton. Knocks around Polo, able to grab it from the header of Cristo. Four to 1 Heat. Mishad. Dumping it all the way down. Hugo again on it. Heat are on the road the next few weeks. As it goes out of play. Restart coming up for Harrisburg. The Heat next weekend, Saturday at St. Louis and Sunday at Kansas City. Following week, they play 2 in Tacoma. And they're home on Thursday, February 20th with Utica City. Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd with Kansas City, as we'll get a restart coming up for the Heat at the top of the arc. Heat will put Tavernese and Harris on the left side. Francis and Favila on the right side. Three-man wall sets up in front of De Silva, who says, hey, they need to step back a little bit. They're placed properly. And here comes a restart. De Silva leaves it. Francis left side. Shot just wide by Tavernese. Trying to sneak it in just inside that post. Harris comes up with a steal. Up for Francis. Francis sends one wide. De Silva just not up high enough to try to finish it. All sent up in midfield. Endai taking his time. His pass intercepted again by Favila. You like seeing those forwards coming back quickly and getting in position to make some stops. They'll send it back to Gamino. Out for Tayu. His pass gets deflected. Harris with the steal. He'll circle around, trying to maintain possession. Steps back in, gets pushed from behind by Niamsi. Oh yeah, it's you. Restart coming up for the Heat. Francis far side. Di Matteo. St. Louis steals it away. Look out, Tavernese comes up with it. But he tries passing and it's cleared right back out. Harris, wow. Harris did a jump over there on Niamsi as we get the foul. You see that last highlight again one more time? Well, see what Harris exactly did there along the boards. My eyes were playing tricks on me. Here's Hugo. On the far side, Francis. Along the boards, it'll be a pushing foul in the Heat. .9:25 to go in the third. Christian Briggs. Polo's going to fire it up the field all the way down on Hugo. He'll grab it and toss it the other way quickly. De Silva deflects it back down into the corner and Polo on it again. Loose ball in the neutral and Panton trying to get over on it. Foul again whistled on the Harrisburg Heat. Endai is on it. He'll play it down the near side and all the way down toward the corner. Avila trying to get it out. Endai sending it down left side. Araju heading it out of play. Well, the MASL All-Star Game is headed to Utica City, Utica, New York, February the 12th. You can follow MASL on social media for updates on tickets, rosters, and more. The MASL All-Star Game in Utica, February 12th. Harrisburg's never hosted an All-Star Game. At midfield, Tayu bringing it back. He'll play it over to the far side. Almeida sending it down into the corner around the boards. Knocked down by Hugo and cleared back out. Tayu's going to play it all the way back to Polo. Tayu down again near side, and this time knocked out by the Heat. At the midway point of the quarter, will step out. 7:58 to play in the third. It's 4-1, Harrisburg leading St. Louis. This is MASL TV on YouTube.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What do we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
Register your son or daughter for a Heat clinic run by Heat players pregame, and it includes a game ticket. To find out how, go to HarrisburgHeat.com. Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What do we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
The Heat are excited to announce the Heat Score 4 promotion thanks to our friends at Papa John's of Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania. Whenever the Heat score 4 or more goals in any game, home or away, you can use code HEAT4 anytime over the following week at papajohns.com or on the Papa John's app to save 40% on your entire order. That's code HEAT4 for 40% off your online Papa John's order the entire week after any game where the Heat score 4.
Back in Harrisburg, John Wilsbach with you, 4-1. Harrisburg leading St. Louis. Ambush to restart things. That'll be Thomas. Sending it down to the right side, a little give and go action. Another good stop by the Heat. Able to break that up. Harrison DiMatteo making the stop there. Still loose around the box. Even Christo trying to get a shot off Kent. Harris gets it back out of midfield, guarding it. DiMatteo overlapping down the left side, but it goes all the way down to Paulo, and he will send it back over to the far side. Nishad with the ball, he'll send it back. Nishad has the only goal for St. Louis in this game. Christo with it at the right point. Nishad. Endai. Niemcy sending it around. Tayu couldn't get to it. Paulo, check that. Hugo sends it one way. Araju brings it the other way. To his left side, shot, save again by Hugo. Still 4-1. Near side, Endai. Ball goes out of play. Who are the leaders right now in the league? Jorge Rios from Chihuahua. Endai with a restart, almost got deflected in. Cleared back out. Polo sending it over to the far side. St. Louis again. Almeida down into the left corner. Tayu sends it back out. Endai with it. Endai along the near boards. Almeida trying to move in. Nice stop there. Tavernese just got on the ball and stopped him. Restart for the Heat. Although Jorge Rios is the leader in points scoring, Kelvin Oliveira leads the MASL in goals from Utica City with 18. Panton not going to get a call. Play continues. Here comes St. Louis out front. Shot save again by Hugo. Right on Duduka. Sent all the way back. That just pumps up Hugo, making those big, strong saves. Ambush trying to pepper the Heat. They're sitting back a little bit right now and keeping St. Louis mostly out in the midfield. Varela. Down the far side, Thomas works in corner and trapped along the boards again by Hugo. 4:55 to go in the third. Kerstetter back to Hugo. Getting dangerous in front. Hugo has to grab on. St. Louis was right there in his grill. In front, look out, Yuri trying to get it on Polo. Bicycle kick right to the chest of Yuri. Oh, man. Riley Yuri right into Polo. Keeping the pressure on up front. Ball sent out of midfield. It's going to be Cristo with it at center circle. Endai, far side. Niamsi. A lot of pressure there. Aruja, just wide. Ambush getting some chances here. Not able to get it in the net, though. Still 4-1 Heat. Arujo. Niamsi. Ambush forced to clear it down. Hugo will kick it back out. Da Silva comes up with it. Trying to get it to right. Uses the heel to knock it forward. He trying to keep it alive. A little push there by Niamsi. Got away with it. And Arujo battling Da Silva, who wins the ball. Play continues. 50-50 there. Here's Kerstetter. Doesn't realize he's got pressure from behind. He's knocked down. And there's the foul on St. Louis. Rafael Arujo. Restart coming up here for the Heat. Harris plays it over to the far side. Favila. All the way back for Hugo. Down for Tavernisi. He'll work against Endai. Polo trying to guard it along the boards. Favila went down and little shove by both players. Both will be warned here by the official. Looked like Favila gave a little push getting up, and then Polo took exception to it and gave one back. Noe Favila. Great night last night for him. He had 2 goals. Restart coming up. Ambush have it. Endai out for Polo. He'll chip it all the way down to the left corner off the boards. Hugo guarding it. Kicks it the other way. Ambush using a little shoulder hit by Mishad. Once again working around to Duca. Sent to the middle. Knocked back out front. Harris will just clear it. 2:15 to go in the third. Heat maintaining a solid 4-1 lead right now. A lot better play here in this third by the Ambush, just unable to get a goal out of it. And sending it down. Cleared right back out by Gamino. Now we'll get the foul on St. Louis. Now to play. There's Malcolm Harris. He had the first Heat goal in this game. Restart coming up for the Heat. Zach Perry will restart things. Ambush come back up with it. And luckily knocked over by Perry before Almeida was able to get the shot off. He's holding his head. Restart coming up from the right corner for St. Louis. Got Almeida and Thomas there. Sent out front, shot just wide. Partially blocked too by the Heat. And the Heat able to clear it back out of midfield, but it goes right into the St. Louis bench. Restart coming up. Briggs on it. Midfield to Mishad. Briggs. On the near boards and back toward the yellow to Briggs. Now Polo dumping it down the middle, headed the other way by the Heat. But Ambush keeping possession. All played out to the middle. Been a lot of possession here for the Ambush. This one sent around the boards by Krista. Still loose in front. Perry trying to clear it out, can't. Tayu sends it back out to Briggs. Mishad. Cristo in the corner. And Hugo comes over and takes control. Up in midfield, the Heat with it. Yuri playing it back for Wright. Now Hugo. He'll send it all the way to the opposite end. And the Ambush clear it out of midfield. Tayu comes up with it with 12 seconds. Pocket pick there nicely by Perry, but Tayu gets it back. Perry clears it again. And with a few seconds to go, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Harrisburg 4, St. Louis 1, fourth quarter coming up. This is MASL TV on YouTube.
Fremont Mortgage Group, with a 5-star rating and over 30 years of helping home buyers and homeowners. Fremont is recognized as one of the top lenders. Refinance, home purchase, commercial loans, SBA loans, and zero money down programs offered. Complimentary home warranty on qualifying purchases too. For more information, contact them at FremontMortgage.com or 800-955-8508. And available 7 days a week. NMLS number 1846.
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at HarrisburgHeat.com. Boys and girls indoor and outdoor. HarrisburgHeat.com.
The Heat are excited to announce the Heat Score 4 promotion thanks to our friends at Papa John's of Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania. Whenever the Heat score 4 or more goals in any game, home or away, you can use code HEAT4 anytime over the following week at papajohns.com or on the Papa John's app to save 40% on your entire order. That's code HEAT4 for 40% off your online Papa John's order the entire week after any game where the Heat score 4.
Register your son or daughter for a Heat clinic run by Heat players pregame, and it includes a game ticket. To find out how, go to harrisburgheat.com.
Well, no scoring in that third quarter, although St. Louis certainly had some opportunities, but unable to take advantage of it. And the Heat still holding a 4-1 lead over the St. Louis ambush. Hugo Silva in net. So far, the shots pretty even. There are 9 shots for St. Louis in that third quarter, only 3 for the Heat. But the Heat out shooting St. Louis 22-21 thus far. The Harrisburg Heat offer camps and clinics year-round. Train with the pros and watch your game improve. The Heat are running youth clinics prior to their games on February 20th and March 27th. Go to harrisburgheat.com and sign up. Don't forget to visit the Heat merchandise booth next to Section K. Get the latest Heat gear for yourself. You can also get Heat gear at harrisburgheat.com. Well, we head to the fourth quarter. St. Louis trailing, going from our right to left. The Heat left to right. The Heat can move into that number 8 spot with a victory here in the league. Ball played down left side. Tayu knocks it wide. Da Silva able to clear it out to Harris. He'll knock it forward, but Araju gets there first. All the way back to Polo. He gave it away briefly, then had to clear it out. Raphael's going to send it over to the far side. Ambush, clearing it back out. Varela, near side Tayu. He'll get it back past Kerstetter. Shot saved by Hugo. Tayu taking those big strides, able to outrun Kerstetter and got the shot off, but again, Hugo, good placement out there. Here comes Endai. Ball knocks around the boards near side. Endai is going to send it back out in center circle, and it's past Varela briefly. Up the middle of the field, Tavernisi. Kerstetter, then Hugo. Gonna get the pushing foul on Fervila. St. Louis thought it should have been a penalty. It was in the midfield, and plenty of bodies in front there. They just didn't like it. I don't know how subtle it was. Near side Endai. He'll chip it up the middle. Francis trying to poke that free out of Mishad. Endai gave it away. Francis will fire it up the field, but Polo stops it. Ball sent, or attempted to be sent around the boards by Mishad. He's the only goal for St. Louis in this game. Yancey sending it forward. Shot from the yellow up and shanked out of play by Cristo. Goal kick coming up for the Heat. Fans, don't forget about MASL Monday, every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics and get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Ball goes out of play in midfield. Hey, don't forget, if you disagree with any of the calls of these games, you just might see it rehashed on MASL's most controversial show. It's called Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. He'll run down all those plays, review them, give you the rules, exactly how it was determined. See if you still agree or disagree with the calls. You can catch it every Friday on YouTube. Restart coming up for St. Louis. On the near side, Tayu can't control. He'd come back up with it. Gamino sending it down. Shot wide by Favila. And then we'll get the foul on the Heat and Di Matteo. Baltimore Blast playing earlier today, victorious over the Dallas Sidekicks. That helps out the Heat moving up in the standings. Baltimore 8, Dallas 5, and Milwaukee beat Utica City 6-5. I see Milwaukee, Milwaukee over Utica City 6-5. Baltimore over Dallas 8-5. There's a shot right on Hugo, he'll hold. Later tonight, Tacoma taking on the Strikers in Ontario. Down along the near side, ball popping all over the place. Who's got it? It'll be Cristo. He'll move in. Shot blocked by Francis. Brought back up by Panton, weaving. Francis overlapping. Gets the pass. On the wing. Pulls that trigger up and out of play. Nice attempt. 4-1 our score, Harrisburg. .10:49 to go in the fourth. We are back home in February. Thursday, February 20th. 7:05 against Utica City. That's a big game there for the Heat. And then Kansas City on Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd. I want to see you here at the Equine Arena at the Farm Show Complex. Get your tickets for that. Here's Francis. Midfield, sending it down the slot and headed out of play on a great save down in front of the goal as Polo was out of position. And an Excedrin moment there for Endai making the save for Polo. Good read by Francis in midfield to see everyone was out of position. Right side, Harris with a shot that goes out of play. I remember many years ago, back in the early 90s, Harrisburg Heat defender Todd Smith making a stop like that in Canton. And man, he was hurting the rest of the night. Probably never even checked for concussion back then. Endai's going to go off the field now after stopping that one. Oh, those players and head balls, especially at that velocity coming in on them. Whoa, that's got to hurt. Here's Harris, restart. His shot blocked by Araju. He'll recover it in midfield, back to Hugo, chips it high in the air. All the way down the corner, it goes out of play. We'll see you fans out here, especially those of you who have teams, Little League teams. travel teams, get your team, get your organization involved with the Harrisburg Heat. You have a professional soccer team here in Harrisburg, and they need your support. And something for the kids to look up to, and they love it when they get to go down onto the field before the game or in the locker room. Something they'll always remember. Along the near side, Niamsi trying to work by Tavernisi. Now working against Favila. Comes back out front. Thomas to the right side. Gavin go, but he fanned on it down the slot. Niamsi again sending it out near center circle. Gets it back from Mishad. Now Polo across midfield, pushing up. 4-1 Heat. Ambush trying to step up the offense. A little handball there. Saying hit the upper arm instead of Mishad. Got away with it. You get the shoulder, it's okay. Arm, no. Mishad moves in left side. Good pressure there by Panton, able to pick his pocket. He just stayed with him and outworked him. Out-hustled him. Panton sends it over to the far side. Ball sent up the middle, but it's intercepted back by Duduka. Polo sends it out in midfield. Almeida with it. On the near boards, Varela sent down the far side to Cristo. Robert Cristo can't control, but still battling with Harris, who's able to work it from him. Well, Harris is going after another player. Varela. Endai up to Polo. He'll shoot from midfield wide. Dominic Francis lets it go back out. Endai has it again, chips it down. Cristo heads it to the middle. Blocked by Kerstetter, brought out by Da Silva. But he sends it all the way up the middle, and again it's Polo on it. Ambush pushing up far. One mistake like they made earlier, and the Heat will capitalize on it. Saw that at the end of the second, and Kerstetter stepped in front of Tayu. Polo's all the way down the right point. Cristo's kick is blocked. Goes high up for a superstructure. That'll be a restart coming up. When we come back from the break, midway through the fourth, it's 4-1. Harrisburg leading St. Louis. This is MASL TV on YouTube.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at HarrisburgHeat.com. Boys and girls, indoor and outdoor. HarrisburgHeat.com.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play.
There's the Heat bench, Pat Healy, trying to size up the defense here on this restart for St. Louis. They try playing it across the middle, and it's cleared out by Harris. Sixth attacker is on now for St. Louis. That's Jeff Mishad. Mishad playing it over to Armida. Missed shot over to the far side. Cristo. Varela. Well, give and go action sent to the middle by Almeida, but Harris able to steal it and dumps it the other way. Got an open net at the other end with that sixth attacker on for the ambush. Can the Heat make it a 5-1 game? Let's see. Almeida to the left to Tayu. Missed shot. Tayu. Near side, missed shot. Varela sending it down. Cristo sends it in front. It gets deflected. I believe it went off the foot of Kerstetter. And they'll give Cristo the goal here at 8:26. Let's see that one again. It was sent right in front. And Brad Kerstetter was guarding the middle. Cristo sent it in front. Yep. I don't even know if Hugo got a piece of it here either, but definitely hit Kerstetter, and his deflection went right into the middle of the net. It's a 4-2 game. Polo back in net for the ambush. Here's Araujo with a shot just wide left. Ambush quickly trying to get back in this. And the Heat haven't scored since the first half. Endai on it. Sixth attacker back in again. Missed shot. Here's Varela. Missed shot. Far side, Cristo. That was Duduka. Cristo's out front. Missed shot on it. Down along the near side, Varela. Cristo. Duduka. Varela. Missed shot. Long shot from the right side by Cristo. Up and out of play. It'll be a restart for the Heat with 5:22 to go. They missed it earlier. Milwaukee over Utica 6-5. Baltimore over Dallas 8-5. Heat putting the pressure on, but the ball sent back out of midfield by Varela. Sent down into the corner. The MC trying to clear it out. We're going to get a foul on the Heat. Free kick coming up for St. Louis once again. Sixth attacker comes back on. Mishad back in there. They'll work it in midfield. Sent down for Frank Tayu. Harris on him. Harris and Francis able to clear it out. Jeff Mishad will have to go back and recover it. He'll clear it back out to Varela. Long pass all the way up to Almeida. Top left side of the arc. De Silva makes a nice stop. Wright can't clear it out. Kept alive by St. Louis. Sixth attacker again, Mishad. Ball trying the center. Kerstetter will clear it out. Foot race there between the sixth attacker and De Silva, but they call the hold on Mike De Silva. Restart coming up again. And the corner shot up and out of play by James Thomas. Restart coming up for the Heat. Araju on it again. 6 attacker back in there again. They'll work it on the near side. Missed shot back in midfield. Almeida. Varela. Almeida. Missed shot down for Frank Tayu. Double teamed again, and this one cleared back the other way nicely by Gamino. Gamino out of the Cincinnati area. We were talking earlier about one of my favorite all-time restaurants on the road, the Montgomery Inn out there in Cincinnati. Ball sent down into the corner and sent across. Still kept alive though. Duduka in the neutral, trying to battle it, and then the Heat getting a little flippy-do. On the far side is Jeff Shear. That's going to be a foul. Duduka down there trying to play it on the carpet. As the Heat were then trying to play it, watch this. He's down. He's trying to play it on the ground. That's dangerous play. And he then decides he's going to lift up on Shear. And the Heat will have the ball back. Hugo sending it all the way down. Da Silva around the boards, cleared back out. Midfield, the Heat have it. Headed high in the air and headed another time by Briggs. Polo on it. Might call a timeout here. He does. We'll step out. 2:06 to go in the fourth. 4-2 in favor of the Heat. This is MASL TV on YouTube.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
What we do? What are you guys going to yell? Yes!
The best way to improve is to train with the pros. The Heat run camps and clinics year-round. Contact Kevin at HarrisburgHeat.com. Boys and girls indoor and outdoor. HarrisburgHeat.com.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Now play back on, and St. Louis again with a 6th attacker. It's a 4-2 game. Along the near side, it's missed shot to Tayu. Missed shot back on it. Over to the far side, and then gets it back on the near side. Sends one toward the box, open far side to go. Duduka able to finish it off. It's a 1-goal game now. Time of the goal, 13:25. 6th attacker goal. Duduka makes it 4-3. That's his 4th goal of the season. Missed shot will get the assist. Now Polo back in net again, and Hugo kicks one over the end. So it'll be a goal kick coming up here. And they put the sixth attacker back in again. Jeff Mishad. All sent out of midfield. Look out. Duduka comes down. He's got room. Moves in. Shot. Score! This game is tied. He beat Brad Kerstetter, who got beat a little earlier by Tayu going down. And luckily, Tayu wasn't able to take advantage of that earlier one, but this time Duduka does. 2 quick goals with the sixth attacker. Time of the goal, 13:42. Just 17 seconds after his first one, he gets another. And we're tied at 4. Oh, a stunned Heat crowd here. It has been a lifeless offense in the second half for the Harrisburg Heat. Look, both these teams played yesterday, but the Heat are the ones who are home. They should have that slight fresh edge. They're not getting anything offensively here in this second half. A 4-4 game. Harrisburg Heat do not want to let this one slip away. They have let a bunch of one-goal games get by. All sent up the field, left side. De Silva almost got free as Polo's back in there. He would like to just end this as quick as they can, get that goal lead back up. Olsen down the far side and goes out off of St. Louis with a minute to go. The Heat will get it back. Man, what a change of events. St. Louis has battled back in this one. Polo hits one high in the air. We'll get a restart top of the arc now for the Heat. So the restart coming up. Right near the top. Great opportunity. And the Heat might want to call a timeout and set this one up. Harris and Francis. Francis shot block. Comes back out. Vavila. Now Tavernisi. Back in the midfield. We could be headed to a sudden death overtime in this game. Francis sending it down. Tavernisi, 30 seconds around. Polo will scoop it up. He'll play it back out of midfield. Back the other way. Francis picks the pocket with Harris. 2v2, but St. Louis quickly able to get back and steal it away. Here come the ambush. Tayu moves in, left side, shot blocked by Tavernisi. Follow-up goal with 1.6 seconds on the clock. St. Louis battles back in the final couple minutes. Lucas Almeida. Tavernisi right here. Nice job making the block. But the ambush had bodies going down the middle as Tayu even stayed with it. And it just skipped right to the middle. And the Heat have let this one slip away at 14:59. 1.6 seconds on the clock. The Heat are making a last-ditch effort here on a challenge of a hold. So we're going to have to go back and watch this goal again. Wow. 3 goals in what, about a minute? Minute 34 for the ambush. Just tells you and shows you how quickly things can change in this game. Cristo got it started midway through the 4th. 2 goals by Duduka. And then Almeida with the go-ahead here. Harrisburg unable to score any goals in the second half. They were up 4-1 at halftime and just went silent offensively. And the ambush taking advantage with the 6th attacker, getting a few goals off the 6th attacker to take a 5-4 lead. The goal will stand. We had an issue there on the replay, and the Heat are going to be unable to score here with a 1.6 seconds. They're going to need a nitro blast to send that rocket ship down through the net. It's just not going to happen. A 1.6. Francis is just going to have to crank it up. 2-man wall sets up in front of him. He'll approach, and it is blocked, and that will do it. The clock has not moved, but the officials will call the game. The clock stayed at 1.6. It never moved forward once it touched, and that is the game. They're calling it. We'll step out, come back, show you the highlights. It was all St. Louis in the second half. Should say all St. Louis in the 4th quarter. 5-4, the Heat blow it. We'll come back with your recap. It's MASL Soccer on MASL TV on YouTube.
Register your team in the Heat Youth Tournaments. You get game tickets, minimum of 3 games, MASL officials, medals for the winners, on field with the Heat players pregame, and much more. Get your team in today at HarrisburgHeat.com.
When we do, what are you guys going to yell? Yes!
Well, a stunned, quiet Heat crowd, disappointed. After a great first half, they lose after watching just a complete collapse in the final minutes of this game. As the ambush win it 5-4 over the Harrisburg Heat. It started out with St. Louis in this game. Let's run down the scoring for you. At the 1-minute mark in the first, it was Mishot taking care of business. He ended up being the 6th attacker late in the game. You'll see him again, made it 1-0. Then it's the Heat. 6:32 Harris with his first from Di Matteo, makes it a 1-1 game. Then at 12:46, Francis finishes his 11th of the season from De Silva, making it 2-1. And late in the first, great move here by Francis to get it to Tavernisi. Tavernisi able to poke the foot on it, gets the deflection, and it goes in. Francis, the assist, that made it 3-1. And then late in the second quarter, watch this great read. Kerstetter with a steal, able to finish it off, 4-1 Heat, but that's the only scoring the Heat will have in this game. Nothing in the third, move to the fourth. Here's Christo at 8:26. That one deflected off of Kerstetter, made it 4-2. Then with the sixth attacker, it's Duduka. Gets his first one at 13:25. Then at 13:46, Duduka again. Second of the game, fifth of the season, ties it at 4. And then look at this, late in the game, 1.6 seconds remaining here. Tayu comes down. Tavernisi, great block. The ball pops free to the middle. And there's Almeida to finish it off. He gets his third goal of the season. And the Harrisburg Heat disappointingly blow this one at the very end. Oh, that one hurt. Give the credit to the ambush for not giving up and staying in this one. So the ambush with the victory now, 3-9 on the season. The Heat slipped to 2-6-1. The ambush outshot the Heat 17-6 in the second half of this contest. And they outshot them overall 29-25. Hugo takes the loss. Victory goes to your sixth attacker. And Jeff Mishot. Well, the Heat are on the road next weekend. Check out all the action, all the scoring, all the updates at HarrisburgHeat.com and MASLsoccer.com. Want to thank Chad and the gang for this weekend's games. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you back here in Harrisburg February 20th, a Thursday night, with Utica City against Harrisburg. Once again, 5-4 our final. St. Louis over the Heat. John Wilsbach, thank you for joining us on MASL TV on YouTube.